position's correct now. You can also use that reference point, so being a metre from the curb, so using that reference point once we get past these cars. Okay, so using that reference point.
Alright. I looked in the mirrors and I'm an equal distance between the two white lines.
Yeah, okay.
So just run through it.
So just tell me, Tony,
what's your position for normal driving?
What's your position for normal driving?
Middle of my lane or a metre from the curb.
Yeah, okay.
And how are you judging that?
And how are you going to judge that?
I'm finding by looking at those door mirrors and being an equal distance from those two lines is helping.
Okay.
And what's the consequences?
What's the consequences then if you're too far over to the right? So if you're over the centre line, what could happen?
No, I think I nearly lost your door mirror at one point there, didn't I?
And if you're too far to the left?
I'm at the curb, right?
You would, yeah. So you can see how important it is to get in your normal driving position.
So I'm happy.
So I'm happy now, Tony, that you know what to do here, so I'm going to hand that back to you. Okay, just keep an eye on it.
Makes sense?
You know, it does that. Really helpful, really, really helpful, is that? I was watching April the other night.
Well, let's just stay on subject for a minute before we finish this off. And we're going to turn left.
Let's take the next turning on the left.
And we're going to take the next turning to the left.
I'd like you to take the next turning to the left, please. So on this subject, honey, I don't have to be worried about turning corners, do I? Progress hesitancy, normal positioning. It's the positioning of the car.
It's quite an easy subject.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. Have I covered all of it? I have, haven't I? I'm not. Pardon?
And we're going to turn right.
I'd like you to take the next turning on the right.
Do something wrong.
No, I'm just thinking what I haven't done.
And we're going to turn right.
I'd like you to take the next turning on the right, please. Okay, Tony, so I want you to think about what speed can we do along here.
I'm okay with that now, you said.
Okay. So what happened to
I was getting quite confident with that.
What happened to progress hesitancy?
So as I approach the next junction, sit back and watch me, yeah?
Okay.
And if I'm not doing what you think your students would do,
Right, okay.
then I want you to pick on it, yeah?
Yeah.
And we're going to turn right.
I'd like you to take the next turning on the right, please. Okay. So you did your mirrors, you put your signal on, you got your position. So should I have had you into first gear sooner there?
Just give me a stop at the left here. Obviously, I can't tell you the fault. I can actually tell you the fault I made there. Or I can encourage you to tell me.
Yeah, okay. I'd rather try and work it out.
Right, so what did I do that you wouldn't do on your, or what you wouldn't have done in your part 2, or you wouldn't allow your pupils to do? I've done it twice now.
Clutch control.
Clutch control. Never went anywhere near clutch control, did I?
Alright, okay.
What did I do when I came to that T-junction on the last 2 occasions?
I don't know. Do it again.
I'll try and avoid giving you the answer. I'll see if I can
Let's
work it out.
work it out.
And we're going to turn right.
I'd like you to set the next turning on the right, please.
So just remind me, what's involved in the subject we're covering at the moment again?
Progress hesitancy. And normal road positioning.
What was that word you just mentioned? The beginning with a H?
Hesitancy.
And what is hesitancy? There's 2 forms of it. We did talk about it before we moved
Either
away.
going too soon or waiting for too long.
Well, I did say lack of
Judgment.
or lack of
Control.
no. Lack of preparation.
Preparation, right, okay, yeah.
And we're going to turn right.
Going to take the next turning on the right, please. So, into the appropriate gear here, Tony.
Sorry?
So, into the appropriate gear. I can't
now.
see very well, so into...
Oh, so you had spotted what I'd done wrong then. What did I do wrong?
You were in the right gear, you were changing gear on the junction rather than changing on the approach to the junction.
Yeah, we're stopping at the junction and
And so I should be asking you, what sort of a junction is this?
I was putting the handbrake on, going into first gear.
Yeah.
It was lack of preparation, wasn't it?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. So would I ask there what sort of a junction, on approaching this junction, what sort of a junction is it? Can't see very well, can you? So you're going to come right down, put it into first gear.
Well, try and find out.
Why would you put your handbrake on now? Why do you need to put your handbrake on now if there's nothing coming? And
Oh, I
get
got
into
driving
first-
my wife, she's handbrake mad.
Okay.
She said stop at every junction.
But you don't stop at every junction, do you?
No, I won't tell you what my wife says.
Right, okay.
Okay,
I've got it. I'm letting you stop, and you should be looking on approach to the junction, looking up and down the junction. If it's safe to go, we're going to go. We don't need to
Well, I
stop.
couldn't have gone anyway, could I? Because I wasn't prepared to go, was I?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I had the handbrake on.
Yeah.
I was rattling around in neutral, finding first gear, yeah? It's all because I'm going to get out with my wife and she's, you know, she's got me,
Yeah.
you know, stopping at every junction.
yeah.
Putting the handbrake on, getting the first gear.
Yeah.
So it's lack of preparation, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah. So really, at that junction, you could have probably approached that junction in second gear if it was clear to go. You could have come round the corner in second gear because it was an open junction, and you could have gone.
well, I could have gone in the appropriate gear, couldn't I?
Yeah, in the appropriate gear.
But where do I need to get the appropriate gear?
Before you get to the junction, you're not in the appropriate gear. You're not in the appropriate gear. You're changing gear right on the junction rather
Well,
than being.
I'm actually changing gear after putting the handbrake on.
Right. Okay.
So therefore, what effect is that having on the vehicles behind me?
They're having to slow down as well. They're going to get.
Well, they're having to sit there waiting while
before
I
get ready to
pop
go.
the handbrake on, find first gear, let the handbrake off, and
Yeah.
and then start looking and find the junction's perfectly clear, and they already seen it's perfectly clear. What are they likely to do? What's the consequence of that?
Well, available opportunity. They're going to try and overtake you, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're going to come around you at the junction. Yeah, and cause a problem.
Yeah, especially if they're late for work or
Yeah.
they're late home for the dinner, isn't it?
Okay.
They're going to get frustrated, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah? So let's go around again if you can.
Yeah. sec. Right, now, looking to your right, looking to your left, because you must always look to. Can you see how it wasn't necessary for you to actually stop at that junction? There was nothing coming.
I just need to know. I was going for the appropriate gear way too early, haven't I? It's got 1.5 car lengths
That's
away.
right.
I'm going to turn left here. I get the appropriate gear about now, wouldn't I?
Yeah, okay.
If we're getting second all the way back there, I couldn't see the junction.
Right.
If there is anybody coming, I'm going to have to go back down at the first, then, haven't I?
Mm-hmm. At that junction there, Tony, there was no need was there for us to put our handbrake on or go into first gear, because you can look up and down the road, keep the car moving and then come round. So we weren't going to annoy the cars behind us to cause them to overtake you, because when you come up to the junction and stop, you don't need to stop at every junction. If it's an open junction and you can see clearly down the road, then if it's safe to do so, we can come out. So we must make sure we're in the appropriate gear. So it's an open junction, what gear should you be in at an open junction?
Second gear, maybe?
Second gear, yeah.
I'm turning now.
And if, obviously if there's something coming, then we've got to go into first
So
gear.
like now I get the appropriate gear, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
And turning left.
I'd like you to take the next turning on the left, please.
So my wife's wrong then, yeah?
Well, you don't need to stop at every junction. If you can see clearly, then we're going to go at the junction. So
Yeah, I normally didn't used to with Bob, but I think she's a little bit panicky when she's out with me. She doesn't trust me.
Okay, so let's put all that into practice.
Have a go at the next one around then.
Yes, okay.
End left.
At the end of the road, I'd like you to turn left, please.
I can't really see, but I can
Okay,
now.
so about 1.5.
Now if I get first gear,
Yeah, so-
there I can see, I can keep moving. Oh, yeah. I didn't even stop there, did I?
You didn't need
I
to
didn't put the
stop.
handbrake on, did I?
No,
And turning left.
I'd like you to turn left here. So just talk me through how you're going to attack this one.
Can't see at the moment. Can't see, but if I get the gear now, I'm ready.
Mhm.
Oh, I can see it's clear now. So I can stop, but I can go if it's clear.
Yes, yeah. So in appropriate gear. So if there was something coming, you'd be able to stop, wouldn't you, at the junction?
So just get me.
So just
Yes, it is. Let's just get me to remind you again.
Okay, so
what's
just-
the consequence of stopping unnecessary?
what's the consequences, Tony, of stopping at a junction unnecessarily?
Well, if there was a car behind me, he'd get frustrated, wouldn't he, and try overtaking me in the the junction.
Yeah, you would, yeah.
And what would be the dangers of that, Tony?
And what would be the dangers if somebody overtook you at the junction like
If
that?
somebody's turning in, just follow the road straight on the boat
I'd
roundabouts.
like you to follow the road.
If somebody was
straight ahead.
turning in, they'd hit each other, wouldn't they?
They would, wouldn't they? So you can see how important it is. So I'm happy with that, Tony. I'm going to hand that over to you now.
Okay. And we're going to turn left.
I'd like you to take the next turning on the left, please.
And next right.
I'd like you to take the next turning on the right, please.
End left.
At the end of the road, I'd like you to turn left, please.
my test soon.
When is your test, Tony?
2 weeks time.
2 weeks time. Okay.
Roundabout straight on.
The roundabout, I'd like you to go straight ahead, please. Will you be okay now? You're
Roundabout straight on.
At the roundabout, I'd like you to go straight ahead, please. You understand the progress how important it is to drive at the appropriate speed for the road conditions. Okay, Tony. Now here at this roundabout, we didn't need to stop, did we? If you look now, we've got nothing coming, so we can continue to go here. So, okay.
Have you finished making your speech?
No, I haven't.
What's the first thing you should have said to me?
Okay, Tony, let's keep going. We can keep moving here. There's nothing.
Don't let me stop it.
Yeah.
If I need to, yeah? Because even if there's no vehicles behind me, confusing everybody else around the roundabout.
Yeah. So on approach this roundabout now, Tony. Let's read the roundabout. So we're looking to our right.
Actually, we did it 360 degrees because
Yes, 'cause the road's
they should have
closed.
flipping rod on us, haven't they?
Okay, so let's up this roundabout.
Roundabout
now.
right.
At the roundabout, we're going to turn right, Tony. So we don't necessarily have to stop. If there's something coming from our right, we have to give way to the right. Don't we? If there's something coming from the right, where do we have to give priority to on the roundabout?
Oh, to the right.
Okay, so if nothing's coming from the right, we can continue to travel around this roundabout. We don't need to stop. I've got in appropriate gear. Okay, keep going, Tony, because there's nothing. We're confusing everybody on the roundabout as stopping.
I have to get there and have a look first, though, haven't I?
Well, you can be, on approach to that roundabout, you can be reading the roundabout, can't you? So you can be looking, so you're going to look right, straight ahead and left, left, straight ahead and right, a little bit like a crossroads. So you're picking up the information on the roundabout. So if there's nothing coming from, so where's your priority on that roundabout?
To the right.
To the right. So if nothing's coming from the right, and nothing's, and you've read the roundabout, ensure it's safe, then you can continue to go. Because staying back behind, you're confusing everybody because the car.
Yeah, there's a roundabout at the end of my road, though. There's always loads of people coming from the right. You nearly always have to stop.
Okay,
I sit there and wait for 5 minutes sometimes. Roundabout right, 360 degrees.
At the roundabout, I'd like you to turn right, please. But what you're going to look for, has Bob talked to you about blockers on your roundabout?
I think Bob takes beta blockers, calms that down, I think.
So what you're looking for on the roundabout, although you're giving priority to the right, and if you've got traffic coming from the right, you might have a car coming from straight ahead that's going to block that traffic on the right-hand side, which will give you an opportunity then to be able to go.
People help me.
And that will help you, yes. So you need to read the roundabout to understand what's happening. So you're looking to the right, you're also looking ahead to see if there's anything coming.
Well, I have to get there first to do the looking, haven't I?
Well, on approach to the roundabout, you're going to be looking. So
Oh,
if
you mean
can,
look earlier?
Look earlier. So
Oh,
if it's an
right.
open roundabout, you can start to read the roundabout and pick up the information to see if you're able to go.
Yeah, because I notice a few times when I stop at these roundabouts,
Okay, we're coming to a roundabout now, Tony. So start to read the roundabout.
turning right.
We're going to turn right. So you're giving priority to the right. So you can see on this roundabout if anything's coming from the right. Start to slow down now for me. Looking to the right. Nothing's coming.
I'll get there first, won't I?
Okay.
Now look. Right.
Yep. Okay.
Nothing ahead.
Nothing ahead.
Left.
So let's keep going because
Ahead,
there's
right.
nothing coming
I'd
from
have
your
Bob
right.
behind us giving me funny signs, isn't he? Encourage me to start looking a bit earlier, yeah? Yeah, I was just trying to say there before you said that. I have noticed that people behind me at these roundabouts get very close to me.
Yeah, but well, they're assuming that if there's nothing coming from your right, that you're going to keep going, because the whole point of the roundabout is to keep the traffic flowing. So if you're stopping at the roundabout, they're assuming that they're not expecting you to stop unless something's coming from your right.
Yeah, but that's up to them to watch the back end of my car, isn't it?
Well, they're expecting you to keep going, Tony. So we've got to make sure that we're reading that roundabout and making sure that we're keeping going. I'm not answering that very well.
Yeah, so obviously they shouldn't run in the back of me,
Because they're looking ahead and watching what's happening.
but obviously I should.
But you should be, you should be.
My good driver should outweigh their bad driver, shouldn't it?
Mhm.
It's probably one of the most it's probably one of the most commonest accidents, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're at a roundabout, yeah.
And especially with teaching learners,
Mhm.
is they're a bit reluctant to go at the roundabout. The car behind is not looking.
Yeah, and
Is
straight
looking at the
back.
roundabout and see it's clear. I'm going to turn left,
Let's take the next turning on the left, please.
and hence that's why you get a shunt at the rear, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you need to be proactive and make sure that your pupils are not stopping unnecessarily. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. The bloke behind is going to end up having to claim his insurance to pay for your car and his car, but that's not the point, is it? It could have been avoided, couldn't it?
yeah, because you've taught them how to read the roundabout appropriately.
And we're going to turn left.
I'd like you to take the next turning on the left, please. So once you've handed the subject back to the examiner, they're not going to do anything. So,
Well, no, provided it's been handled satisfactory.
right.
We've got testing in 2 weeks' time, haven't we?
Yeah, okay.
I wouldn't hand them roundabouts back to me yet, though.
No, I'm not planning on handing roundabouts back to you.
And we're going to turn right again.
I'd like you to turn right at the end of the road, please.